Alright, this is John Cold with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go open the van here and show you guys what I'm eating this month. Just got back from the wholesale produce terminal, as you guys can see. Got lots of food, mostly fruits, and actually I got a lot of plant starts too to plant out in my garden so I could eat my vegetables. So we're going to pull some of these guys out and show you guys the good deals I got and how I'm going to use actually some of these things. Here we got some tomatoes and cilantro and some peppers and some chives and some cucumbers and okra that'll be soon planted out in the garden. Then I'll be eating things better than what I buy, things that are fresh grown here. All right, next we got some citrus, and this is mostly tangerines from the farmer's market and from the farm. They average about $1 a pound. Probably got like about, I don't know, 20 pounds right here. Next, we got some Roma tomatoes. These are hothouse grown. I like these guys a lot. A lot of these will probably end up getting dehydrated, so I'll have dried tomatoes that I like to add to recipes to intensify the flavor and also thicken things without adding additional fat. All right, next, got these nice boxes of watermelons. 5 huge watermelons, $16 each. And let me tell you, this probably weighs about 40 pounds at least. They were such a good deal, I had to get 2 of them. Now, one of the things, the questions I get a lot is, John, how do you store all this produce that you buy? So I have a past episode where I dedicate an episode to how I store all this produce. The watermelon specifically will get usually juiced up or eaten whole. And watermelon's actually a really good item. I mean, they're grown in the desert, right? They're used to getting off the vine and just storing in the desert. So these guys in the shape that they're in right now probably last easily 2-3 weeks out of the fridge, no problem. All right, now I got some special plants here from a special nursery. Got things here like the longevity greens. We got the Okinawan spinach. We got some sweet tea vine herb. And we got some heal all. Oh, we got some spilanthes. All kinds of cool stuff. Once again, going plant in my garden because my garden's more important than maybe even some of the fruit I'm eating. All right, next we got a whole case of Baja Organics little Persian cucumbers. These guys are nice, tasty, delicious, fresh because they don't have that bitter skin like standard cucumbers. Also, they're a really nice size, really convenient and easy for juicing. These guys will last about 2 weeks in the fridge. Most of these guys will get juiced, also cut up into salads. And you know, also I just like to make a dip sometimes and just eat them whole. All right. Wow, this is one heavy box. I hadn't lifted this before. But what we got here is one whole box of organic yellow bell peppers. These are like number 2s, and man, this, I don't even know how heavy this box is, but it's actually quite heavy. I'd estimate like 30 pounds. It was 30 pounds of organic bell peppers for like 12 bucks. Amazing deal. And how these will get used probably is get used into making juices, cut up into salads, used for salad dressings. I'm gonna make some soup with peppers as the base. Also, one of the favorite dressings I like to make is just a bell pepper with mango and one little hot pepper. That's a fat-free salad dressing that's uber delicious. Now, if you don't have mango, you could also maybe blend it up with some tomatoes instead. All right, next, got a whole case of organic cantaloupes. These are nice small ones, so I'll probably have to eat 2 of these minimum to be full. This whole case here, I think is 15 count cantaloupes for $17.75. So that's an amazing deal for organic cantaloupe. All right, did I tell you it is melon season? What we got here are a whole bunch, about 9 organic honeydew melons. These are small little babies, and these guys will get eaten. Now the honeydews stay fresher longer or preserve longer naturally than the cantaloupes. Got to eat the cantaloupes first because they're going to expire quickly. They'll also probably go in the fridge. These guys are still actually kind of firm and hard, so these can stay out of the fridge probably for, you know, 2-3 weeks, and they'll still be fine. Now all the melons that I get, they're pretty much just going to be eaten as is, whole, and if they're not super sweet, then they're actually going to get juiced, baby. What we got next are my favorite, the coconuts. So I got 30 coconuts. They're $1.50 each. And these are the coconuts in the husk. Be sure to check my other episodes for how to select these coconuts if you want to know. These guys will last 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of the fridge as they are right here. Still stay good in the fridge. They'll last easily a month. And they're the best electrolyte-rich water that Mother Nature has provided for us. Now these guys, basically I'm going to drink all the water. The meats may get actually put into smoothies with the water and or put into salad dressings and or get fermented into coconut yogurt. So summer is here, and you know I always like to grow my own food the most, and that's the best food. So we got 16 different varieties of heirloom tomatoes here that I'm going to be growing to eat plenty of tomatoes in my garden, so I will not have to buy any tomatoes real soon. All right, next, what we got here? We got 22 pounds, that's 10 kilos. Yeah, I got 10 kilos, man. Organic right here. Organic tomatoes. As I said, my tomatoes are not yet in season yet, so I'm buying some tomatoes. By the time I'm done with these guys, I should have my own tomatoes for my garden. Amazing deal. 12 bucks, 22 pounds, organic beefsteaks, baby. All right, next what we got here is we got a whole box of organic yellow squash. Now, you might be thinking, John, man, those aren't looking too good, dude. What's up? So yeah, these were like known as number 2s. Because they're number 2s, they're actually less expensive. Some of them kind of got some discoloration. They're still pretty firm. They're gonna be all right. Some of them, you know, we probably got to sort through and pick out some ones that aren't so good. So these will probably get combined with some other ingredients and get blended up to make things like tortilla chips based on zucchini, taco shells, and burrito wraps made out of zucchini. This box here weighs 22 pounds, and once again, 4 bucks. So it's for all organic yellow squash. Amazing deal. Next, I got zucchinis in the backyard growing, and they're almost coming in, but until then, I want to make sure that we did not run out. Zucchinis are a great food. We got some whole organic zucchinis here. This was 22 pounds for $24.75. So that's around $1 a pound. These are actually California grown, so I like that a lot. Now these guys will probably also get made into some, once again, some of the chips, some of the taco and burrito wraps, but also these guys may get juice, but more importantly, they're gonna get spiralized, baby, so we can make things like pad thai and spaghetti with the special spiral fix, spiral slicing tool, which is my favorite. Be sure to check my past episodes for when I make recipes with the spiral fix, spiral slicing tool, and make some amazing, you know, marinara sauces out of like some of those tomatoes and peppers that you already see me bring out of the van. Next, we got a whole case right here. Check it out. I bought some greens. It was such a good deal. Organic cilantro. This whole box was $9 for like 30 cilantro bunches. So this stuff will probably end up getting juiced up because we're gonna have to use it pretty quick. Put into salads. One of my favorite recipes is actually to use the cilantro with sprouted buckwheat, some mashed up avocado, a little bit of garlic in there, and that's one of my favorite actually recipes in the whole world. You could also use it with parsley as well. But yeah, 9 bucks, 30 heads of organic cilantro. Such a deal. All right, next we got 2 little jackfruit babies right here. These guys will not get used in any recipes. They will not get juiced. They probably won't even get blended. These guys are ripe and ready for the eating. This is what I call lunch. Literally like probably about a half of this is like 1 meal for me or so. And they're gonna be super good. These guys are only 70 cents a pound, and we're looking at 40 pounds of jackfruit here. Next, we got a box, organic bananas. Whoa, man, and check it out. These guys are spotted, ripe, and ready to eat. Organic, baby. I think there's like a few like hands missing out of this, so we didn't get a full box of 40 pounds. But nonetheless, we're probably looking at like 38 pounds. Guess the price, man, you're gonna freak out. 6 bucks. When these bananas are spotted and like really ripe like this, it's a liability for the sellers because, you know, if they go a little bit more ripe, they're gonna be bad. They're gonna have to chuck them. So man, I got this whole box for 6 bucks. I'm happy to say this is the lowest price I ever got for bananas. Now, I won't necessarily be able to eat all these bananas before they go bad, so the majority of these guys are gonna get frozen, so we'll be able to use them into the summer into different recipes, probably mostly smoothies. Of course, the delicious frozen banana sorbet, aka frozen banana ice cream, is probably where most of these guys will end up. All right, next we got 11 different basil plants, all different varieties. These are gonna get grown out in the garden, so I'll have fresh pesto, endless pesto during the summertime. Next, we got a whole bunch of beans. I'm gonna grow these up a trellis and eat the beans fresh. I wanna encourage you guys to eat some legumes. Now, legumes can be toxic if raw. They're probably mostly better cooked, but if you pick them when they're young and baby and tender, they have minimal phytates and other toxins in there, so you can get some beans in you. Remember, bean, I am your father. Next, more plants. I don't know what I like better, plants or fruits. It's a toss-up. Got a lot of both this trip. Actually, we got some fruits here. We got some melons, such as the cantaloupes and watermelon. Also got some okra here that I'll be growing. And also this cool one. This one's actually known as popolo, so it's a summer green that I bet most of you guys have never tasted in your life. Wow, tastes like cilantro on steroids. Figure that one out. Next, we got more peppers. I love peppers. Peppers are actually the highest fruit on the Andes scoring system. The Andes scoring system stands for Aggregate Nutrient Density Index. What this means is that, you know, the peppers of all the different fruits out there have the most antioxidants compared to calories and other phytonutrients such as vitamins and minerals. So these are 420 on the Andes scoring system. They're one of my favorite fruits to eat, and until my peppers come in, that I'm growing over 100 pepper plants in the garden this year, we got a nice stash of 28 organic orange bells, and this was a total of $7. Such an amazing deal. All right, next, more peppers. I love my peppers. We got orange, we got yellow, and now we got the red ones. The one pepper you will not see here are the green peppers. Those are not ripe peppers. I do not advocate eating those for you guys. Plus, they don't taste so good unless you like that unripe pepper flavor that many of us get used to, because the green peppers are literally sometimes half or a quarter of the cost of the ripe ones. That's because if, you know, if the green ones were allowed to ripen, they're gonna turn a color, right? They're gonna turn a color, so they could harvest the green ones much faster than they can the red, yellow, or orange. People don't understand the red, yellow, and orange peppers. They take quite a bit of time to mature and make ripe peppers, whereas, you know, tomatoes ripen much quicker in the garden, for example. So that's why they also cost more in the market in most cases, but not at the Los Angeles Wholesale Produce Terminal. These peppers were 10 bucks for 28 pieces. These were a little bit more than the orange ones. Now, once again, these guys are probably gonna get cut up into salads. These will get juiced up into juices. I'll use it as a soup base. Also, we'll probably blend it into salad dressings. Next, of course, we got a case, organic, California grown, Hass avocados. This is a fairly good deal. You know, I know many of you guys might be buying avocados and they're pretty expensive. This is 84 pieces. These are grade B, so they're not like perfect. There's some imperfections. You know, there's a lot of hard ones in there, but there's definitely plenty of ripe ones that's ready to eat now. I'll probably be making, you know, my special cilantro, mashed up avocado, sprouted buckwheat, and garlic recipe with them. Also, these will get made up into lots and lots and lots of guacamole. Sometimes I'll just eat one out of hand for fun. One of my favorite things I used to do when I got into raw foods was eat this with some dulse seaweed. Super delicious, super good. These will also get blended up occasionally into dressing. So another really good dressing I could make with a lot of the different ingredients. I could take like blended tomatoes and then blend up an avocado in there, make it nice and thick, and that'll make a nice dressing. Or I could do the same with the peppers and the avocados. In many cases, I'll use avocados as my fat for the evening instead of nuts, because I find they digest a lot better than the nuts do. All right, next we got organic pears here. There's 4 layers of 25 organic pears here. Now these pears, some of them are ripe and ready to eat. They're all got a nice color on them. They're a bit soft, probably not optimal for juicing, although many of them may get juiced. They also get blended and probably just eaten out of hand. This was 100 organic pears for only $10. So these probably have to go in the fridge, otherwise they're gonna go bad fairly quickly. And so that's definitely a good deal for a lot of fruit. Next, more plants for my garden. Something that grows really well in this climate is the okra, and I've learned to love baby, young, tender okra. Not the same stuff you get at the store. They harvest it too old and mature. But when you grow your own okra, you could harvest it whenever you want. I like to get them nice and small. They're so delicious, chopped up on salads, or sometimes I'll make a salad just out of okra and some mashed up avocado. Yum. Next, more plants from my garden. I got some cosmic kale here. That's a variegated kale. Hopefully it's gonna be perennial, as well as a whole bunch of more herbs, including a ton of different parsley and some more basil. Next, what I got is organic navel oranges. These are from the farmer's market, actually. It was 25 pounds for 12 bucks. And I got 50 pounds total. So navels, some good citrus. These will get used to eat out of hand. Also juiced. Also, I use it as the base to blend up a salad dressing. So one of my favorite dressings is like literally some oranges that are juiced with a handful of macadamia nuts, and it makes like an orange cream dressing. And I tend to make that one maybe at least once a week usually, but I also do recommend and encourage switching up your nuts. So instead of doing orange macadamia nut, do orange Brazil nut, orange hazelnut, or orange walnut, or even orange pecan. So besides the standard coconuts, or the young coconuts I got in the husk, I got these coconuts out of husk. Now, these are not the white ones, which are younger than these that are round, or the dark brown ones. This is somewhere in the middle. These are like 3/4 of the way full of water. The water's all right, not particularly good, but I got these for the delicious coconut meat. I tend to use the coconut meat in here to basically juice it up, to basically make a coconut milk infusion that I can use in soups, or I can use to make a nice delicious coconut milk with some blended dates and some vanilla for a delicious smoothie. Or I could use the coconut and shred it up and then actually dehydrate it to have my own fresh coconut shreds. You know, the coconut shreds you get in the store, it's not the same as you doing it yourself. They taste like junk. And you can check some of my other episodes where I go over this specifically and share with you guys how you can make your own coconut shreds out of the real coconut. So this case here was a case of 28 coconuts for a grand total of $12. So next what we got is more peppers. I love the sweet peppers, and the peppers we got, the large bells, are kind of like bees. They're a bit softer. We got some sunset sweet peppers. Each pack's a pound, and this was basically 12 packs, 1 pound each for 12 bucks. Definitely a really good deal. And these peppers are definitely cool. You know, once again, these peppers will get used in the same ways as the other peppers. Plus, the reason I like these is that because I will use these for stuffing. They have a little bit firmer texture. Really is good for stuffing and or dipping and or actually decorating salads if I'm like going to a potluck. And these are the hothouse grown. So they're herbicide free, and they use IPM, or integrative pest management. So that means in general they don't spray as much or at all, because they try to use beneficial insects before spraying in isolated areas. What we got next is a whole little case of organic blackberries, and this was $10 for 12 little containers of blackberries. How these are going to get used probably is maybe eaten out of hand, also blended in smoothies, and maybe even used in some recipes to kind of get a nice you know, black color or blue color to impart in some of the recipes to make them look pretty cool. All right, so last but not least, we got organic strawberries. There's 8 1-pounders in here. So we got 7 cases, 1 pound each, and they were only $6 a case, so that's less than $1 each. So that's a total of $42 for 56 pounds of organic strawberries. That's an insane price. Now maybe I could afford eating fully raw. So these strawberries were like number 2s, but not quite number 2s. They're in pretty good shape actually. But the majority of these actually will get frozen because they will not last too long. And then we'll have strawberries to blend in smoothies, make, you know, frozen strawberry banana sorbet and ice cream in the summertime when it's nice and hot. We'll probably save like 3 cases out to eat fresh and to use in smoothies and dressings, and more importantly, delicious raw desserts. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode learning what I'm eating this month, and also some ways that you can, you know, use some of the foods that I purchased and how I'm using them to let you guys know that. Basically, any kind of fruits, I like to pretty much eat whole. Sometimes I'll juice them or blend them up. And the vegetables, you know, I like to eat as salads, blend them up or juice them as well. I eat fairly simply. You know, most of my diet is fresh fruits and vegetables. Does this mean your diet needs to be fresh fruits and vegetables mostly? You know, I would encourage everybody out there to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, whatever that is to you. You know, I definitely think that fruits and vegetables, by far the best foods on the entire planet you guys could be eating. And the fact of the matter is clear, most Americans simply are not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode learning about how I'm using some of the produce. If you want other hints and tips and tricks, be sure to check my past videos for produce hauls. Also, for when I go to the wholesale terminal and buy produce, you could see actually how I bought this produce. I have a video on the LA wholesale produce terminal. I've also visited other terminals around the country, including the one in the San Francisco Bay Area, also including the one out in Baltimore, and I have a couple other videos too that shows you how you guys could purchase wholesale produce, save a lot of money at the same time. And finally, if you enjoyed this style video, please give me a big thumbs up, let me know, and I'll continue to make some produce haul videos and share my tips and tricks and wisdom with you after the last 19 years of me living on a 99.999% raw foods diet. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best. All right, this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and this is going to be one of my famous haul videos showing you guys what a raw food is going to be eaten